Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton. I'm at Apex 2017 in San Diego, and I'm joined by John Ranieri from Rogers Corporation. John, thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping by to chat.
Thank you for having us.
Lots going on in terms of new technology, particularly with data transfer, and a big explosion there, and 5G seems to be the solution. But with any new generation of telecoms, there's challenges in terms of the supply chain. What does that mean to you in terms of laminates and what's going on there?
So of course we're a specialty materials supplier. Our advanced connectivity solutions division focuses on laminates and prepregs, and we've traditionally been heavily involved in the RF and microwave industry. And we've kind of seen throughout the generations, from 1G up to now 4G. Of course, increased data transfer is very important. You start to look at things like trying to tighten up impedance controls, very low loss, and also you do see different frequency spectrums now being used, and we're not really sure what 5G is going to, sort of how it's going to end up. We hear about 28 gigahertz up to 60 gigahertz potentially, and so the materials that need to be developed for that frequency spectrum are a little bit different than the sort of 1 to 6 gigahertz kind of range that we have now. So no woven glass reinforcement, potentially lower dielectric constant, thinner materials, very tight impedance control.
Okay, so that becomes and it's a really interesting challenge. You say you're actually working to an endpoint, and you don't actually know what the goal is yet. How do you develop your technology roadmap there? Do you work with the chip manufacturers? Do you work with the telecom providers? Who's driving you on that side of things?
I think so we do work with the chip manufacturers. Of course, one of our goals is to look at reference designs, right? So we want to try to understand what types of reference designs are out there and try to make sure that we're on those prints. But then also with the OEM, like system integrator level, we work quite closely with them, as well as the antenna manufacturers. So it's kind of like an all of the above thing. And of course, you can't forget about the fabrication piece, because ultimately you need to be able to build a circuit board.
So you need to work closely with the PCB fabricators to make sure they're ready for what you're bringing to the market.
That's right.
Because I guess you're on most of their AVL lists anyway, so you're in their picture anyway.
Sure.
What else is keeping you awake at night? Powertrain, those kind of things, and
Rogers, as I said, has traditionally been involved with the RF market and high-speed digital market. We're looking also now at power electronics, and what's driving. Some of the applications there are automotive, LED, consumer electronics, and what's really driving that market is cost, weight, size, right? So that is that's what's critical, is that you reduce the size. We have products that potentially could replace some of the other thermal management techniques that are out there, like heat sinks and heat pipes, and instead roll that into the printed circuit board itself. So highly thermally conductive materials, for example, IMS materials. So those are the types of things that we're working on now.
And when you're working on those, you're obviously working with OEMs in terms of what they see their roadmap to be, but obviously not just one department. You've got to work with manufacturing, but you've also got to be back in their design teams, working with them to make sure they can use the laminates you're producing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we like to work with OEMs. So because really, and fabricator level too. I mean, both, because there's requirements, very special requirements at both levels, and in order to develop materials that fit, you have to know those requirements.
Okay. Well, John, interesting times ahead. Some interesting challenges. I'm particularly interested in where this 5G thing's going, because I think with this explosion in data, that's going to be a challenge that we need to meet. But of course, pleasure to chat to you.
I agree. Thank you very much.
Let's talk.